Hey guys, it's Dazelle Steele. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is video number 12. And the title of this is called A Dream Sustained. It's actually a story time. This is a story time kind of woven into the next chapter in The Secret. You guys know I am deconstructing The Secret. I have no makeup on today. My skin is actually able to breathe, so I feel good today. So don't judge me. Anyway, I wanted to tell you a story before I get into this chapter. I don't like looking at books because I know really what I want to say. And I'm going to just go ahead and just be me. I was really taken aback by an Instagram influencer. Her name is Nellie Augustine. And her post today was a letter to cancer. She's dealing with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and she's going through her healing. It's been 6 years now, and she's doing everything. I really admire this person. She's working on the physical things she needs to do, and the spiritual and the mental things. And you guys check her out. Check her out on Instagram. And her first name is Nalie. And I think the last name is Aug Augustine, Stin. Anyway, powerful letter to cancer. And I started thinking about that. And I was thinking, you know what? A lot of people, including myself, when I was first diagnosed, it does. You hear this, oh, there's a war on cancer. There's a war. But, if you think about it in reality, it's a war against yourself. Because cancer cells are part of your body. They're cells. And scientists have stated in research that everybody's got cancer cells floating in their bodies. But the thing that makes one materialize into the disease as opposed to the other is how the gene is turned on. Okay, and things can turn it on, like stress, toxicity, or maybe a vitamin deficiency. I don't know. But I started thinking about that. This YouTube channel I actually started it in 2011. People are like, how are you getting like 30 minutes worth of time? And I just started. I only get 15 minutes from YouTube. But you can check and verify with YouTube that I actually started this channel in 2011, but I did nothing. I applied for the partnership, the YouTube partnership, and I just didn't do anything. I never pursued it. So 8 years ago, this whole concept, this whole idea has lay dormant. I never did anything until I started manifesting things after I started deconstructing The Secret and really understanding the law of attraction. And then the gentle nudge from my son that I realized that it's time. Some famous person once said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I believe that. I guess I was ready. Everything just lined up for me to start this channel. And I don't know who it's going to influence. And I hope it influences people in a positive way. And you can glean some information that's upbeat and positive and encouraging. And that's my goal. If I reach one person who is dealing with this dis-ease or anything in their body that they're healing, they don't want anymore, they're healing, then I say it's your thoughts. You create the thoughts for healing, which creates your feelings. Your frequency is created out of your feelings, and then you attract that which you want, which is healing. Okay, so I was talking with my friend last night, and my friend was saying, you should tell this story about how you was going to start this thing, and then all of a sudden it didn't start. And, I don't like to live in the past, but I will say this. Had I started the channel and it maybe gained momentum, what have you, and become viral, it could have done all those things. It could have taken a direction that I monetized and had a pretty great lifestyle. Like a lot of people, YouTubers who are out there, and this is their full-time job, for example, they've been at it for probably 8 years or less. And who knows? I'm not the type of person who thinks about what should have happened or what I could have done in the past. I like to live in the now And I like to project in the future, but not too far out. I do have a plan, and I'm not one of those people to dwell on what should have happened. So I developed my channel. Now it's live now, and what I hope to accomplish are some of the things that I manifest with the law of attraction, as far as growth and subscribers, and eventually I plan to monetize the channel. But my message, that's not my primary goal. My primary goal is to talk about my life and how I have evolved from a person to, who did not have any true awareness of the law of attraction, and actually creating my own destiny, to a person who actually has the awareness of the law of attraction and is creating my own destiny. So I've evolved, and everyone has a different place in their life that they are right now in their whole evolution. And some people are, like they say, woke, and some people are not, as far as being able to attract to you what you want in your life, instead of waiting for things to happen to you. And so everything is energy. This next chapter talks about the law of attraction. I love it. And it's so powerful that I am going to actually not even go through all the 8 points that this has in the summary at one time, but I will take each point and weave that point into a life story and finish my thought process on my life in this story. And it says everything is energy, and you are an energy magnet, all right? Each of us is an energy magnet, and we electrically energize everything to ourselves, everything, good, bad, or indifferent, right? And so electrically, you can energize anything you want. So now that you know, now that you're aware, you can kind of manipulate and massage the entire process with the law of attraction to draw to you what you actually want in life. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. So I love that I have some accountability and control in my life, and so do you. And because of this, and at this point in my life, I have designed things that I want to see for myself as far as my healing. And sometimes I don't follow the norm, the path, or the crowd, or whatever people are doing. I like to dig and research and to find and uncover things that are my truth and speak my truth. And a lot of times I believe we attract things to us that deplete our energy, and because we're not expressing our true light. It's amazing with Nally in her letter to Cancer. She talks about, basically, just to sum it up, how she's not trying to destroy the cancer in her body, because she's just asking it to leave, like, you're no longer needed, right? And that's the thing, because this whole war, on cancer, it's ironic, because it's a lose-lose. Nobody wins, right? So if you destroy cancer, right, you're still destroying your body, because it's a part of your body. And I like Nally's approach is to do whatever you need to do to build your body up. I'm starting pretty soon the acupuncture and the other Ayurvedic treatments that I'll be starting soon to complement what I have done with the conventional. I'm not saying that natural therapy is the thing, like everything's natural when you're healing. I mean, when you're healing something as chronic as cancer, some people have gotten lucky and they haven't had surgery, chemo, or radiation, and they've just done natural. That's great. If that's you, that's fantastic. I believe that an integrative approach is a really good approach, because on one hand, you have your conventional treatment, your gold standard surgery, chemo radiation, and you have doctors and nurses and techs, and they're amazing people, and their goal is to heal you. Their goal is just that. And then on the other hand, you have your Ayurvedic healers who are into natural herbs and mind, body, spirit type of healing. And that's their goal. Their goal is to heal you. But sometimes you can get to the point where you're going on a natural healing journey and you take it so far and you need the intervention of the conventional. And so it becomes an integrative approach. Okay, so that's great. And whatever works for the individual, that's what the individual needs to do. I mean, and I want to make it clear, and I made a comment about being one-sided and narrow-minded with your treatment, because I know people personally who have gotten conventional gold standard and, the big three, chemo, radiation, and surgery, and they died, right? So, and then I honestly don't know anyone who has done natural therapy and died. So I don't personally know, but maybe there are people out there like that. I do know people like myself who started out with natural therapies and we've taken it to a certain point, and then we've worked in a multidisciplinary type team approach with doctors and surgeons, what have you, to have a holistic, well-rounded approach. And I think that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And so my whole approach to having my situation is to have a mind, body, spirit connection, and to know that it's all interconnected, because this whole thing, this whole diagnosis will bring you to your higher power. Yeah, it will. It would, yeah. So at some point you're going to need to go deep. I've hired, doctors, surgeons, 2 naturopaths, who are also in the nutritional side as well. And they're all saying go deep with, your spirituality in this. And it's really why I stumbled upon again the whole law of attraction. Remember, I told you in another video that I had known about it 10 years ago and never did anything with it. I saw the movie, I checked the book out of the library, read it from cover to cover, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But I never put it into practice until now. So you ask, why now? I don't know. I don't know why now. Why am I getting it now? Why did the floodgate of my whole spirituality open now as opposed to 10 years ago, right? I don't know. But I really do feel this, and I've read different authors say this, that when you're not living your truth, when you're living somebody else's truth, or when you're going through certain traumas, right? And I've been traumatized just like the next person, and well, not the next person, because a lot of people grew up and they had wonderful childhoods, but I had a very traumatic childhood, traumatic, adulthood, and still trying to deal with that. And there are things where I've been in job situations that were soul sucking and draining. I've been in entrepreneurial situations that were soul sucking and draining. And I never really lived my truth. And that was my bad, right? That was on me, nobody else. So adversity will introduce you to yourself. And I read that quote. That's not my quote. I'm not going to take credit for it. But that is so true. And when I met with adversity 4 years plus ago with the diagnosis, I started to go deep then. I started to find out, what is it in my life that I need to get rid of that's causing the stress? What is it that, and I did not deal with that right away. I still had different things in my life after the diagnosis that were causing me a whole lot of stress. And and it just exacerbated the situation. Eventually, I had to pull back from those things in my personal life, in my professional life. I had to pull back, and I had to get into therapy because, let me be the first, if you haven't heard, cancer messes with your mind. So if you're not in therapy, you need to find a good one. Seriously, because my therapist is awesome, and I have seen and grown in ways that has helped the whole healing process, right? And so to finish my story and to finish my point, I don't want it to take 8 years. If whatever projects you're looking at, whatever dreams or goals you started or you designed for yourself and you gave up on because maybe it wasn't materializing soon enough, or whatever you're studying, whatever type of soul-sucking job or soul-sucking relationship you're in, and you're like, oh, things will get better, and then you're playing small as far as your own personality. I'll say stop. Stop playing small. Be as authentic and true to yourself, right? Because if you don't, I would hate to have a crisis happen in your life to wake you up. And sometimes the universe will nudge us gently with a crisis. I've read that somewhere too, but I've also lived that, because right now I feel that happened to me. I feel that because I wasn't being myself, because I wasn't walking away from a soul-sucking situation in my personal, professional life and everything else, and because I held on to toxic relationships and toxic professions and toxic, fill in the blank, I believe that this created such a stress in me that it drew that type of energy. You see, now that I understand the law of attraction, I understand that all of this I drew to myself. I created this. No one else created this. Let me read the first bullet point in the summary of this chapter. Everything is energy. You are an energy magnet, right? And you electrically energize everything to you. So, good or bad. Think about that. So, I would say and encourage you, start that project that you want, that creative project you want to do. Quit that job if it's sucking the soul, if it's sucking out your soul. Back out of that relationship if it's destroying you. Do whatever it is you need to do to be able to express yourself and let your light shine. Cancer is not your enemy. It just tell it to go. And I like what Nally says. You can go now. You can go now. Your job is done. Your job came here to wake me up and to make me realize that I'm bigger than I've been living, and that the universe has a job for me here, whatever that is. And so I'd like to leave you with this affirmation from the chapter as well. I am whole, perfect. I am strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And this is my prayer to you. I pray you find gratitude, love, and joy in your life now. Right? Thanks for watching, and I love and support your dreams. See you in the next video. Oh, by the way, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friend, give me a thumbs up, and go ahead and click that bell to get notified when I put out a new video. Thanks again. Good night. See you in the next video.